Hello everyone. In this particular video, I have analyzed NMAT 2016. In case you will be writing NMAT in coming few days, this video shall help you to strategize a few things in a proper way. Difficulty level of the paper and what would be considered as good attempts in each section. The language section was the easiest section among the three, and logical reasoning was just among the three. You can see the number of attempts against each section and should try to get around 74-75 questions correct out of 120. In verbal ability, it had a total of 32 questions and it had a good mix of expected questions. You can see the number of questions against each topic. Now let's talk about the strategy that you should follow to tackle well with this section. To tackle the grammar questions, make sure you are well prepared with topics like prepositions and subject-verb agreement. Also, be careful while marking answers for synonyms and antonyms type of questions. You might get a question on antonym followed by a question on synonym. Hence, read the instructions carefully before answering them. There are quite a few questions on parajumbles which have been asked in the paper. You may save time by looking at the options and then attempting the questions. As far as RC is concerned, the passages are manageable, but make sure that you manage the time well while attempting those. In quants, there were a total of 48 questions. We had about 6 to 8 questions on data sufficiency and around 4 sets of DI. Apart from these, we had questions for varied topics which, as you can see, have been mentioned here. There are quite a few sitters spread across the section. In a few DI sets, you may be expected to carry out lengthy calculations. You may flag those questions and come back later to it in case the time permits. To improve on your data sufficiency attempts, you may consider solving a few questions on data sufficiency from GMAT guide. Time management is the key again, as it is expected that you should not get stuck to a particular question in case you are unable to solve it quickly. Logical reasoning was tough if you compare it with other sections. It might be a game changer as far as NMAT is concerned. There were questions from varied topics as you can see, but then there were quite a few speed breakers. So, the idea is to look out for easier questions before trying to solve the lengthy sets. Managing time is again important, as you might get lured to solve a few lengthy sets at the cost of a few sitters. Now, let me share a few things which you should focus on before you appear for your NMAT. Try to solve one mock every 2 days. Make sure you write the practice test by GMAT, as it will give you an idea of proper flow of questions in the actual NMAT. Yes, I am sure you are aware of the fact that there is no negative marking. So leaving out on any question without marking it would be nothing less than a sin. Order of attempting the sections is very important. I am sure most of you must have figured this out by now. In case you haven't, it is highly recommended that you do so by writing a few mocks in the coming days and understand which order works best for you. Make sure you are aware of the time limits of each section, as there won't be any extra time provided between two sections. Make sure you maintain good speed along with accuracy. You are expected to attempt at least 70 to 75 questions correctly in the span of 120 minutes in case you are targeting the Mumbai campus. Try to touch a score of 210-220 in your mocks so that you are well within the safe zone. On this note, let me conclude this video by wishing all the best to all the aspirants out there. Do well.